This is video 8 for chapter 10, part 2 on muscle physiology. This is going to be a very short video on heat production. So, one of the functions that we talked about in chapter 10, part 1 was the muscles produce heat. So, as muscles contract, we end up with the muscles contributing to body heat production. So that has to do with friction. And we're talking about at the sarcomere level. Now, the sarcomere, we have muscle fibers sliding past one another. Anytime when we're applying forces, we are going to have friction. That friction builds up and we end up with an overall increase in heat production. Now, we also have lots of reactions going on in the body, including the processes of glycolysis, the electron transport chain. And if you remember back to chemistry, reactions are either endothermic or exothermic, but most reactions are exothermic. They involve a release of heat. So a lot of reactions that we've been talking about in the body are exothermic, including the ones that help muscles function. So we end up with some heat both from friction and from the reactions. And we all know, and we've all experienced, if we are very cold and our internal system says our body temperature has gone down below a point, our homeostasis, our feedback cycles start kicking in, and we end up with a process that occurs that helps increase the amount of friction to help increase our body heat, and that is shivering. Shivering is, I'm going to say, almost involuntary. It is very hard to stop shivering if you start. So this is your body's way of increasing friction to increase our body heat. This is a reflex used to increase temperature. Another thing that our body will tell us is to go put on some clothes. So if you're outside in shorts and a t-shirt and it's below freezing outside, which I have seen people, one of the things that you can do, and our brain will send a signal, is to seek shelter, dress appropriately, but if you don't, you are going to start shivering. And if you don't increase your body temperature enough, then you can start going into hypothermia, which is a dangerous situation.